Patriots of Era, die-hard Kerry football fans at home and abroad. Celebrations this week in the Kingdom. Sure isn't the county buzzing this week. Celebrations now in full swing down in Kerry after our mighty men brought Sam home for the 39th glorious time with Jack's army. The bonfires are lighting from Dingle to Listowel, and if you listen closely you can hear the faint sound of the Rose of Tralee drifting over the hills of Knocknagoshel. Now I met a man, a Cork man, the other day, God love him, and he was telling me with a straight face that the Cork hurlers were out training in Quinta do Lago in Portugal 2 weeks before the hurling final. Yes folks, Quinta do Lago, lads, or better known as Quinta as they call it out there. Dennis O'Brien's Portuguese palace, where the only thing you lift there is a mojito. 37 degrees in the shade, and they're swinging hurleys, sunburnt to bits and gasping for air. No wonder they'd no puck left in them by half-time when they reached Croker. They should have been given beach towels and a B&B in Killarney instead. You can imagine now Jack O'Connor's army dragging the Kerry team out to Portugal before an All-Ireland final. Not a hope in hell. Jack knows better. He knows that if you want to win matches, you win them with heart, not heat stroke. The Kingdom doesn't need sand under its boots. We've got the green fields of Kerry, the wind of the Atlantic, and grandmothers praying novenas since March. But let's not forget other counties. The Kerry hurlers, the Kerry footballers, the tip lads, and they give in it all and get nothing but a lukewarm cup of tea and €20 voucher from Sintra. Meanwhile, the GA, or the Grab All Association, as we fondly call them, are sitting on hundreds of millions in the deposits in the banks, like some kind of spiritual Anglo-Irish bank. Wouldn't it be only right if they dug into the vaults of these banks and sent Kerry and the tip hurlers, who won the All-Ireland football and hurling final, and their long-suffering wives and partners off for a proper 5-star holiday? And I mean a proper one, not some exiles in Dennis O'Brien's sun-drenched tax haven, where the only native is the bank account. No, I'm talking of Bora Bora, or at least a luxury stay in Ballybunion in seaweeds, bats, and no Wi-Fi. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about winning. It's about pride, community, tradition, and knowing that while others are chasing sunshine and sponsorship, the Kerry team lads are still doing what they've always done best, bringing Sam home. And may they do it for 40 more times before Cork gets another sniff of it. Folks, another man dead in Kerry, still no justice for Michael Gain. There is no mention of this on RTE News, but the people of Kerry are speaking. We are deeply concerned and demand answers. Gardaí have launched an investigation after the tragic death of a man in his 70s, known locally as Declan Wall, who was found unresponsive outside a premises on apparently Church Street, Kilgarvan, in the early hours of Tuesday morning at approximately 4 a.m. He was pronounced dead in University Hospital, Kerry. A Garda cordon was seen in place last night, with a Garda standing at to guard the scene near a local pub, while white tape marked off the area, a haunting image now familiar to all our communities in Kerry. Declan Wall was, by all accounts, a gentleman, well-liked man in the local area. It is believed he'd been socialising in a local pub earlier that evening. Now he is gone, and we, the people of Kerry, are left again with unanswered questions and growing fear. The tragic and unexplained death follows the unsolved murder of Michael Gain, who disappeared from his home on March the 20th, now over 4 months ago, and was later found dead. Still, no one has been charged with Michael Gain's murder. Many troubling facts around Michael Gain's death remain unanswered and unaddressed. Who was seen burning clothing in an outbuilding on the Gaines farm 2 days after his disappearance? Why did Gardaí reportedly ignore tips from locals to search the slatted tank? Why were there no visible traces of blood found on the farm where he lived? Why did it take over 24 hours for his disappearance to be reported? Did Michael Gain make complaints about the American men squatting on his land? Who stands to financially gain from Michael Gain's death? Or who financially gains otherwise? These are not just loose ends. There are fundamental failures in what should have been a thorough and transparent investigation. Now, with the sudden and tragic death of Declan Wall, another man from our community in Kerry, the people of Kerry are left to wonder, is there a psychopath living amongst us? Can another death go unexplained in the same area? We call on now the new Garda Commissioner to take urgent action. We demand that a full independent and professional Garda team be deployed from Phoenix Park and Dublin immediately to investigate Declan Wall's death and reopen the stalled investigation into Michael Gain's murder. This is no longer about isolated tragedies. This is a pattern and it cannot be ignored. Michael Gain's widow, his sisters and all who loved him deserve closure. Declan Wall's family deserves answers. The people of Kerry deserve safety, justice and truth. Let there be no more silence, no more delay. Thrown to the wolves, the government failure leaves Gardaí bleeding. Is a blue flu the only way to be heard, I ask you folks? Another young Garda, just 23 years old and barely beginning his service to the state, has been stabbed in our capital city while simply doing his job. He was on a routine patrol, visible, present, standing for law and order, and for that he was attacked and stabbed. How many more young officers must be assaulted, stabbed, spat on or terrorised before this government wakes up? This isn't about just crime statistics or new headlines. This is now, folks, about a culture of disrespect and disregard that has been allowed to take hold for human life, not just on the streets, but in the halls of power. Our Gardaí, I believe, are being thrown to the wolves, expected to face rising violence while their hands are tied behind their backs, without adequate protection, without political backing, and too often without justice. Where is the outrage from government ministers? Where is the emergency plan to protect those who protect us? The government has failed not only the public but their own front line. How long can we expect the Gardaí to keep turning up day after day, risking their lives while being treated as expendable? It's happened before. In the 90s, Gardaí reached their limit and took a stand. The all-out blue flu brought the country to a standstill. Folks, I believe if things continue like this, who could blame the Gardaí and them for doing it all over again? This isn't sustainable. It's not right and it's not fair. We must protect those who serve us, or we will lose them forever. Now, folks, we need this cobbled together Irish government out. I'm on a mission now to get this government out through the election fraud and what's happened with David Moriarty, the Cahersiveen man, who was convicted of election fraud in Kerry. I'm not going to rest until there's people accounted for this, because everyone knows, and the dog on the street knows, that the elections in Kerry and in Ireland were rigged. And I am going to prove same. But I do need your help, folks. I need your financial support and your support. So please log on to Keen Save Ireland GoFundMe page and donate what you can. Gora Mila Mahagiv.